Scrap More with Brenda. I'm Brenda, and we're here with another episode of Mini Monday. And today we're going to do Cross and Crown. It's a beautiful block, and it's kind of a old-time favorite of mine that I just wanted to share with you guys. And it's very simple, very quick, and because we've done it with paper piecing style instead of patchwork style, might be a little bit easier for you guys there to work with. So, but first, let's do our shout out. Our shout out is Be Yourself Quilting and Aurifil Thread. Yes, Aurifil Thread. Now, I'm mentioning them. They are not sponsored. I'm not sponsored by them at all. I would love to be, but I'm not. But my machine here, my 301A, just loves Aurifil Thread. So, you know, go over there, check out their YouTube channels. Both of them are going to be in the show notes below. Go check out the YouTube channels, and if you see what you like, you know, hit their subscribe and tell them that Brenda from Conquering Mount Scrapmore sent you. Just like making comments, share, like, subscribe, hit the bell, thumbs up. And there's a hype now too for us. Please do that for us, because that would help us out so much. That, you know, that we can continue giving you guys fun free patterns, but we can give more fun free patterns to more people. That would be great. We also have a Facebook group, and the admins have asked that you guys answer the questions and agree to the rules. We're trying to keep that group very safe and quilter friendly, right? So we have to be a little sticky on the rules. We have a virtual sewing room hosted by Discord. We have lots of fun community chats. Plus, we do fabric exchanges by country to keep the costs down. Yeah, there's just all sorts of fun that's going on there. And I try and hit the Discord room as often as I can during the week, but life here is busy. Also, I speak for free and to quilting groups and quilting guilds, and I talk about elements of design, working with scraps, and making charity quilts. I'm going to have a second presentation ready by the end of December 2025. And I'm not sure when this is going to air, but right now we're filming is December 12th. So if you're looking for a speaker for your group or guild, please give me a shout either through Facebook Messenger or email, which you'll find on the About tab. Also, shout outs, guys. Give me the shout outs that you want to hear. I have met so many new channels doing this, like asking you guys for shout outs. It's like having hundreds of eyes out there scanning the internet for quilting YouTube channels, and it's so much fun. Again, message me through Facebook or send me email. If you can send the link, then I know I've got the right person that you want me to give a shout out to, right? Also, Twinkle Twinkle, our next big sew along starts February 25th. And that happens right after Quilt Bingo is done. And this is the quilt that's after Twinkle Twinkle. So if you want something that looks like just beautiful and possible, all these different sizes and shapes, come back. This is coming. This is coming. And this is so fast, so easy, so quick. This is all done with one color, purple, but you could do this with several colors and it would look absolutely stunning. And it does provide, you know, a lovely graphic on your bed. So yeah, it's this one's a lot of fun. It actually took me more time to quilt it, simply quilt it, than it did to actually piece it. So that's how fast this one comes together. Let's see what else I've got. Oh, the Zoom sew dates are the first Saturday of the month, and they're from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, because I'm in Alberta, Canada. So I think that's it. Yeah, that's all. We got you the shout outs, everything. Yes, come on in. Let's get to the sewing of Cross and Crown. Okay, we're at the sewing machine with Cross and Crown. We have a my 12 by 6 inch Olaf ruler. I love it for all the fine lines it gives. Add a quarter ruler that's very quick to help you cut through your paper. I have a tracing wheel. Now I haven't marked these, but I'm on printer paper, so I want to do a test for myself to see how easy it is to take the paper off, because this tracing wheel not only does it make it easier for you to bend the fabric or the paper, it makes it easier to remove the paper. And Carol Dolk says you don't need this, but like I say, I'm using computer paper. If you're using newsprint or onion skin, yeah, you probably don't need it either, right? Tape is your friend in case you mess up. And if I mess up, I'll be showing you how to unpick it. And if I don't mess up, it's unpicked from the fabric side. Little scissors and a rotary cutter. So we are off at the races here. So Now, I don't like the way this was marked out. So we're changing it. We're going to change it to something I prefer better. I like this better. So I'm going to take these ends. Now, these corners here, that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 also works, right? Like you can change the order of these any way you want, right? You don't have to follow the order. So that is something we're going to show you how to do. If you're not familiar with foundation paper piecing, please stay with the order that is given. The fabric is given to you. Okay, and now I just trim away all of this. Just a rough trim. You don't have to get too precise. Okay. And just continue on down. And we're going to do the same thing here. Yeah, same thing here. I say, we just want to see it a little bit over, and you need a 1/4 inch right there, because the seam you're going to do is the up and down one. There, I'm going to just go a little bit back from this. Okay, there we go. There, that works. And I probably got this big enough to do this. Okay. There we go. And just put that down just like so. And I've got a good 1/4 on both sides. Yes, I do. Yeah. And it's sticking out all over. So that's a quick one. And you're like, good grief, did you follow any of the numbers? No, we have not. But I thought I'd let you know that you don't have to, because I can prove it to you that you don't have to. So yeah, it's one of those blocks. One of those. So like I say, I'm using 2-ish inch. I'm going to rough cut them 2-inch strips, but you can use whatever you like. And I'm line these up first. Let's line these up first. And you just want to line that up, and then you want to line this up just like this, because you're going to sew that first line. Okay, and I want to get this off. There. And then you want to sew 1/4 inch half. There we go. And the last bit goes right here, just like so. Okay. There. And I want to cut off. I want to leave them big. I want to leave it big pieces. I don't want to be going, oops, I trimmed too much. That would be bad. That would not be fun. Okay, now let's get the first one off, and all we're going to do is finger press this, and I'm going to do the other side with gray. I'm going to get all the little gray bits done, or the gray bits done on this. So what I want to do is I want to fold it here. There we go. Get all the little gray bits done, and then you don't have to worry about it anymore. Okay. Oh, and I have to pick up my scissors now because I've dropped them on the floor. So the gray now goes here, and I'm just going to put it just like so. So it hangs over both sides. It's fine. Remember, I'm dealing with scraps and crumbs and whatnot, right? So I'm not going to start worrying about what is coming where, right? So next piece is here, and I'm just going to finger press this. I'm going to take another piece just like this. There we go. Thump there. And I'm going to measure. Basically, I'm doing the little spikes on the crown. That's what's making this happen. There we go. There. Now we're just going to add that in right here like so. Okay. Oops. Oh, bent a corner. Can't have a bent corner. And now this piece goes like this. Okay. And you're just going to clip this off nice and neat because you can. And you're going to put the other pink side on. Okay, let's see. There. Trim like this. Like that. All goes into the dog bed. And was this long enough? Of course it is. There it is. There. Now, okay. And we're going to press to the other side. Oops, going to get that off. There. There we go. Just like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the shirt piece right here, just like so, and I'm going to clip it. There we go. Nice. Nice, fast little, you don't have to sit there and think too much. Just clip. There we go. Line that up. Okay. Sew it down. And doing the other, like I say, you're now doing the other side of the crown, right? The inner bits of the crown. Okay. There we go. And yeah, I woke up this morning, I was thinking about my dad and how much he loved Christmas. We're filming this December 12th, by the way, in case you're wondering. And I couldn't believe all the stuff we used to do and get out and do this and go here and go there. Dad would make a point of visiting, you know, the bachelors in the neighborhood. The people, I grew up in a rural community, right? So he would make sure those people had a visit, and you know, there was a bit of fruit cake and all this stuff that was brought, and you know, it was a lovely time. It was just a lovely time to spend with my dad, you know, and I'm kind of missing it, but at the same time, it's like, you know, he was so joyful with it. It was like, it was nice. It was nice to see that. And he taught me a lot too about including people and making sure they felt included, you know. That was probably a very important lesson. I'm just going to trim both sides of these little pieces because they're faster. And okay, yeah, so, and we used to have, you know, visit relatives and all the rest of this too. You know, it was a lovely time of year to be with our friends and family. Okay, this needs to be straight of grain. Wait a minute, that needs to be, oh, never mind, just put it on. Put this on. Okay, put this out of the way. Get this in here. There we go. Flip it over. This is the patch you want to make. I was going to try and have all of the pieces, not one of the outside edges have any bias, but you know what? I do stay stitching, so it's fine. I can do stay stitching all day long and have some beautiful pieces. Anyways, we used to visit, and the aunts would do all this lovely baking for Christmas and make all these fun little, you know, treats with marshmallows and chocolate chips and Nameo bars, I guess it's called. I can't remember what they're called now. But yeah, they had a custard filling, and it was just fun. Just so much fun having all of that going on all the time. you know, during this season, right? I think we forget, you know, what was important, you know, then too, right? You know, it was kind of like, it was important to go see your relatives and check on them and make sure they were all right. I'm not going to cut into the big pieces here. Another big piece, a smaller piece, that works perfect. That works perfect. This pale pink is a batik. It's got a lovely thread count, a lovely hand. You know, it just feels lovely. It's not that waxy feeling at all. Yeah, there we go. I got one piece done. Yay! Like, it's a miracle. I got one piece done. Okay, let's get this done next. Okay. We're only working on the little triangles that form part of the crown on this. That's what we're doing right now. And we'll get to the other pieces soon. And pre-cutting this is so nice. Oops, I'm going to pre-cut off of here. I'm just going to take a piece just like that and like that. There we go. There we go. Just out like that. There we go, and there, poof. There. There we get all of that in there, and there. Yeah, we might have to cut into those bigger pieces, but that's okay. That's okay, that's what they're meant for. That's why we cut them in the first place. Okay, we want that to be here, because we're only going to sew up to here, right? And then trim off the rest. So we're going to get that lined up under the needle. There. Yeah, so my dad passed in 98. And it was just before Christmas in November. And then, you know, it was just like, wow. A month away from Christmas. And it always stayed with me that he never got to see that Christmas. You know, he was looking forward to it and everything, and you know, he never got to see it. So that's something, you know, we think about. I think about now, you know. All the family things he missed. There we go. Get that trimmed. I'm just going to trim like this. Get it on the other side. Just like so. There we go. Now I need 2 squares. They're fairly big. Off of this, each of these. Okay, yeah. Oops, next is this one. Ooh, okay, I messed up. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this off, and I'm going to show you guys why I messed up. This edge, when you flip it over, it's in the seam allowance, but I want it to be a good seam allowance. I don't want it to be like, you know, just kind of like waffling on the side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get in here and I'm going to pick it off from the fabric side. Never unpick a seam or stitch rip a seam from the paper side. You will rip your paper every time. Every time, without fail. And sometimes you have to work it from both sides. And one side might be a little easier to pull from. So just pull. Just give it a little gentle tug. And it doesn't take long to pick out your seam. And it helps if your seam ripper is sharp. Some people, they have seam rippers that are actually childproof, because there's no way that's going to rip any thread, and then they get frustrated. So make sure your seam ripper is sharp. I'm just going to pull out this. Now I've got a marking on that side that's making it not so nice, so I'm going to use the other one. Now I have to have good coverage here on the seam, so I'm just pulling this up a bit. So I'm going to just redo this seam right quick. Now I wonder if I did it with the other one too. That's okay. It's okay. It's alright. We can do that. We can manage this. Okay, no, this one's good. This one's good. It's got good coverage on the top. There, and there we go. We're just going to get in here just a bit. And, yeah. There we go. This is such a cute spider web fabric. I love it. It is just cute. Cute, 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 cute. There we go. I'm just going to move that up just like so. It's a perfect piece to go in there too. Okay. So, now, just 1/2 inch below. Now, I don't know if you're noticing this. As I'm running through this fabric, I'm putting just a little bit of a, there's a bit. I'm just putting a little bit of a knot. Now this is another piece that's complete, and so is this one. Really nice. There we go. Got 2, and I'm just going to re-sew that other seam that I picked. Or not re-sew it, it's already, I'm just finger pressing it out. Okay, let's get the last little pink bit here on this side. And then we can start on the center, the bigger pieces, which will be nice. Okay, this is rolling along pretty quickly. I thought this one would take a really long time. Well, it might be. Who knows? Who knows how long it's going to take? Right? I mean, it's a mini Monday. Sometimes minis take a long time. But they're so cute, they're worth it. Yes, they are. They are totally worth it. Okay, now. Okay, I get that off. And now what we're going to do is we're going to trim so we can put the big triangle, the dark gray triangle on. I'm just going to move that out of the way for now. Oh. Okay. Move this out of the way. There we go. Yeah. Get it. Come on, lay flat. Lay flat. No, I don't want to. Yes, lay flat. There we go. Now, this gray triangle will go here, right? So what's going to happen is you're going to put the right sides together and you're going to guess where this will end up. There we go. Okay, it's pretty big. Yeah, it looks big enough. It looks big enough. I'm just going to slide it over just a hair. There we go. And there we go. So what I did when I pre-cut, I cut everything. I looked at everything and measured everything out. Like the 2-inch strips kind of covered everything. Would cover all the little pieces. This triangle, you measure this, you know, this, and you know, you measure this, and you add 1/2 inch. So you've got like a generous amount on the seam where you're going to trim. Because otherwise, you hate to miss it, right? You know, you hate to sew it and go, wow, I'm like a full 1/8 short, you know, or something silly like this. Or a full 1/4 inch short. Yeah, that didn't work out. Okay. Now, another one. There we go. And I'm just going to slide this over just a hair. There we go. Put that under. Okay, now I'm going to fold this out here just like so. And we're going to trim for that pink stripe that goes down the center of the block. Oops, yep, that's it. Okay. Okay, now, does this fit? Of course it does. Yay, it does. And just to make sure that this one will fit as well, I'm going to make it the same size. There we go. And we're almost there, guys. Just hang in there just a bit longer. So we've got this trimmed and ready to go. So we're just going to lay it on top. Okay, here. Here. Okay, again, do the same thing. There. There we go. Okay. 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 So again, you trim, finger press and trim. If I was doing a whole quilt, I would be ironing. But just so you know, I don't just finger press. I just don't finger press. Sometimes if I'm building a quilt, I'll be ironing in between my rows. But for demonstration purposes, we don't want to, take up so much of your time that you're like longing for your bed by the time you're out of here. So now we're just going to lay this down just like so. Get that tip under. Okay. And the last triangle goes on. And there we go. Nice. Nice. So all of a sudden it comes together, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, oh, that's not it. That's not what I do. There, just like that. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the video here and trim all the pieces and come back to show you how to sew them together. How's that for a deal? Because this is fiddly tweaking and sewing. Okay, so we have all the pieces on we have all the fabric sewn on together, and now I'm going to take this, trim it all, and come back to sew it all together. Okay, here's our ta-da moment with cross and crown. I think it was cool. I found some little spider and spiderweb fabric for the dark gray, and I decided, okay, let's have some fun with this fabric. But yeah, this one is a really good scrap buster too, right? You could make all of your dark pieces different dark colors, right? Like different darks, and just have a low volume in the background, and you would still have an effective silhouette, right? You start playing with the colors on the little triangles up here as well, and you can end up with some really cute effects, like cute flower looking things. But anyways, this one is a really quick one to do if you like doing little pieces on foundation paper piecing, and you end up with a 6.5 inch or 6.5 inch unfinished block, 6 inch finished. So I do hope you give this fun one a try. It was fun coming up with this one and saying, oh, that would look great. Oh, this one, we'll try this one next, right? So, give it a try and see if you like it as well. Okay, you guys stay well and take care until we see each other again, okay? Bye! My husband and I would like to thank you for all of your support and watching our videos and sharing and liking. It has just been, you've put us on such an amazing journey, and we are having so much fun. I hope everything is going so well in your life, and your 1/4 inch is perfect. Everything is working out for you. And we're just so happy to be part of your life, and you having, like I say, you're watching us. I was just so thrilled that you're doing that. So I want to say goodbye, and I want to thank you with all my heart. Okay? Take care. Bye.